Welcome back to the Mountains Podcast. You guys, today I have Priscilla and KAYLA.
Hey! Hi!
So, just started the beginning of senior year of high school. You guys excited?
Yes. We're almost done. One more year.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're out. We can start the next part of our lives.
Yeah.
Next chapter.
And you guys took early release, right?
Yep. But I have D-lunch both days also, so I get to leave even earlier.
And I have office days, so I get to leave like at 12:20.
Same!
So nice. Yeah.
Wow, we really living it up in the world.
What about you?
Well, I decided to take a bunch of electives and really discover myself while I can still do it for free.
That's a good point, yeah. I took all the business classes at our school already, so I can't take any more electives.
Well, let's get right into it. Kids should not be on social media. Agree? Disagree?
Yeah, agree. 100%. 100%.
Okay, well...
Even us, I don't think we need to be on it.
Mm-hmm.
Even us?
Oh, even us, 100%. I think nobody should have social media. Like, it should just be...
I think it's way bigger than it should
What?
be.
Yes. Everyone's on social media all day.
Flip phones should just come back. We just need flip phones.
That is a hard stance.
Oh my gosh, 100%.
I disagree. Okay.
Really?
Yes, because I don't think social media is inherently a bad thing. I just think people misuse it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's everything. Like, anything can be used for good or bad. You can use it for everything.
When I was at summer camp, shout out to Annalie and Jesse, I know you're watching this, but we didn't have our phones for a week, and it was so crazy. It was
Well,
our
that's
first time.
painful.
I know, it was a little bit, but first time we didn't have our phone. It was crazy because I've never given up my phone for so long. But we had to have watches to look at the time, and it's like so crazy. And I was like, "Where's my phone? I can't look at the time and everything." And then I got back home and I had all these Snapchats, Instagrams, text messages from like random people, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I don't need my phone." Like I realized I don't need it because I was off of it for a week. So then I realized it, and I was like, "This is so nice." And so then I started like getting off of it. But
yeah, during the school year, I turned my phone off all day. So at 7 o'clock in the morning, I turn it off. And then I turn it back on at 7 p.m. Or if I'm home later than 7 p.m., I'll turn it on later, like whenever I get home, whichever one comes first. But like, because whenever your phone goes off, it gives you like the same like adrenaline rush as a drug use.
Yeah,
It's literally a drug.
It triggers the release of dopamine. So I do agree with that, but really like 12 hours without it?
It's great. Because honestly, like, okay, you know how everybody in our group, we're all like in the same friend group. So everybody in our group, they always bring up like these like meme references or something, you know what I mean? I never know what they're
there's so many
talking
memes that I don't even look at.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about. And they're like, you're so uncultured. I'm like, bro, I just live in the real world. Like, I just do the things that you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Live in the present.
Yeah, and I stay off my phone. And honestly, like, I think, like, naturally, I think I'm a very pessimistic person. I can really, like, find, like, things annoying very quickly. But I think once I got off electronics and, like, removed, like, a good amount of it, you know what I mean? Then I feel like I became more positive also. You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah.
Because you're just kind of, like, also, like, a big part of that, though, is just, like, I mean, there was a lot of things that, like, went into that I changed about my life to make myself more positive, but I think that was, like, definitely a big one. Like, people just had to start figuring out how to communicate with me, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was like, it's not my problem if somebody wants to reach me and they can, you know, they gotta come find me in person.
Imagine still using like home phones, like, I'm gonna call my girl KAYLA.
Dude, literally, I only know a few numbers. Like, how sad is that? Because, like, everything's programmed in our phones. Like, I know my mom's, my dad's, Angelina's, and Alyssa's. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.
I only know my mom and my dad's.
So if you had it your way, are you guys saying that you would go back to that?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Flip phone should come back.
But then I would say this now, but then when I have flip phone, I'm like, oh, dang it, I miss my iPhone. But I think it'd be so much better for everybody.
What I really wanted to do, actually, last year was get, like, an iPad or something and just keep it at home.
Yeah.
And just, like,
That's
have,
what
like...
Justin's mom does.
Yeah, and, like, have all my social media on that. And then really only have, like the messages and whatever on my phone.
Yeah.
But then I'm, like, introducing another piece of technology into my life, which, like, that's kind of defeating the purpose at that point. You know what I mean? Like, I used to have like a TV in my room. Like I got rid of it. Everything. Like what I'm trying to do actually right
I
now.
was so jealous of kids who had TVs in their room.
I'm selling some right now. Anybody wants to buy them?
I'll take it.
Come talk to kids. I have a few actually. I'm selling right now. So if anybody wants them.
This TV is pretty cool. You have it right here.
Yeah,
this
I
is
actually
a.
do like this.
Thank
Wow,
you for bringing
I
that
love
up.
this.
That is a 1980s Mitsubishi television. It is. It's basically a table now.
Does it work?
Yeah, it does. Oh, I don't know if it's plugged in. Let's see. No. Oh, that
I
was
feel like I should have
anticlimactic.
been, that's so cool. I feel like I should have been more in the 80s. Like,
Really?
seriously.
No, I feel like 90s to 2000s was a really good time.
Yeah, I always say like I think I should have been born in the 90s, but why do you say 80s?
I love the 80s. I have like a, what do you say it? The recorder.
Oh, record player.
Yes, in
Yeah.
my room. And anyways, I love all the music from the 80s. Air Supply, Michael, like all of the, I love it so much. I think because my parents, like, that's where, like, they grew up in the 80s, so,
Yeah.
but I feel like I definitely, like, should have been born in the 80s.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any social media. Like, life was just so much,
It was
sorry.
simpler.
Thank
You know
you.
what I mean?
Life was so much
Was it
simpler
though?
back in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
of course, everyone, like, they probably had their problem of the decade, you know what I mean?
Of course.
But I think technology's definitely
Everything-
ours.
Everything now is so much, like, more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
College applications, like, everything.
I know, they used to have to fill out a packet, send it in.
I
Now
know.
we have to do everything. Some colleges online, some colleges on paper. Like, it's so ridiculous. Just
know.
send everything in and be done.
And
I've heard parents.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Okay, I've heard parents say the opposite. It's like now you only have to fill it out once, and it sends it to a bunch of other colleges.
But I love paper.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
Like, I love, like, sending and writing on paper. So, like, the stupid ass clickers that we have to use for tests,
Yeah.
those make me so mad. That is so
Why?
annoying. I can't see what I'm doing. I feel like I'm constantly getting things wrong. Like, it's just, I
Miss
can't.
Murchison.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss Murchison.
Miss Merch!
We love you, Miss Merch. Oh, I actually kind of liked the clickers because I could just like lean back in my chair and act like I was like flipping through channels to punch in the answers. And people were like leaning over their desks, like looking all
Yeah.
stressed out. It's like, just
I
chill.
love, like, seeing everything, like, crossing things out, circling things. Like, I'm very visual. So when that came, I did not like that at all. But I just think, like, in general, people, okay, I'm not going to say who, but, like, some people,
Let's start gossiping.
some people,
Name names, Kayla.
no,
Do
just are
not.
really against x-rays, right? You know what I mean? They put off too much radiation, all this and that. You know the x-rays that they get once every 2 years, okay?
Mhm.
That really worries them. But they will sit there on their phone and check it every 20 minutes. It's the same
Check
thing.
their phone time every
Yeah,
day.
like, you know, because you're waiting for something.
I would
You
believe
send
that-
something and you're like,
Yeah.
we have such a big thing for instant gratification now. You know what I mean? Something
yeah.
happens, we want it to happen right then and there. So like,
Right.
we're sitting there, we're waiting. We're sitting there, we're like staring at our phones, we're waiting for that one thing to come through. But I mean, you get an X-ray every 1 or 2 years, and they freak out.
Awesome.
I would believe that holding your phone for that long puts out as much radiation as what you would get from,
Exactly.
yeah.
But think about it, we do it 24/7.
Well, people just stand up for what they believe in when it's convenient.
Agreed, 100 freaking percent. Like, I've
That's so
noticed this,
true.
like, I'll kind of tend to do this thing where I'll lean, like, a little more, not necessarily conservatively, but a little more, like, harshly towards things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Until, like, it happens in my life, and I'm like, well, maybe not.
Well, I used to think that, like, wireless headphones put out radiation until I looked it up and found some article that said, like, it wasn't true. So I use them like crazy now.
Like AirPods?
Yeah. I bought AirPods when they were like just before they were really popping. And and they're like a really nice product.
How much were the AirPods?
They were like $160.
Oh my gosh.
But I've gotten my money's worth. As long as I don't get radiation poisoning or something, like I've gotten my money out of them.
Radiation. Okay, before I forget to say this, but My mom used to say, like, I'm so scared of this. Whenever I go to bed, I put my phone on, like, my MacBook, like, really far away from me because my mom says that it gives you cancer, like, if you sleep with your phone, like, by your head. Is that true?
Well, it's sending off radiation.
I've heard that a lot.
So it's kind of like, and it's a very gradual thing. You know, it's not like one night you sleep with your phone next to you and you're like, all right, stage 4 cancer. You know what I mean? But, like, it's sending off radiation that isn't necessarily positive towards your body. So anything can give you cancer. I mean, you drink too much of the bye stuff, something bad could happen. You know what I mean? Everything is bad.
Everything in
Don't
excessive.
talk bad about our future
bad.
sponsor.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, bye.
But everything
Lord
in
willing.
moderation.
Lord willing.
We're good.
Yeah,
Lord willing.
everything in moderation. I
Everything
think.
in moderation.
That's
But what
really
I'm
good point.
really trying to do is I really want to go get an alarm clock
Yeah.
and put it in my room so I can start putting my phone in a different room.
Kayla, you're such a naturopath. You're gonna be a natural doctor one day. I already know it.
Ew, no.
Is that not, you don't want to do that?
No, I can't be in medical. That stuff grosses me out so bad. Can't watch Grey's Anatomy, nothing.
Don't say can't.
I won't.
What?
I refuse.
I said don't say can't.
I refuse to be in the medical industry.
Yeah.
Freaks me out. I know that's what you're doing, right?
Lord willing.
I think that's pretty cool, but it's just like
I really want to be in the medical field. I think that's what I'm called to do, but I don't know.
no. I mean, everybody has their thing.
That's true. What about Matt? What do you want to do when you grow up?
Thank you for asking. I would really like to see where this podcasting career goes.
Whoa!
If I could get some like actual mics, that might be an upgrade.
Are they expensive?
Some of them. You can get some from like Snowball the Blue Snowball. That's like $50. And I was thinking about getting a pair of those, like, just for like situations like this. But I also think it would be really cool to see like how far I could get without spending any money. Because right now I don't spend any money on the hosting service. I don't spend any money on the recording setup. But I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to break. I'm gonna have to.
And some people, like, how many people watch it? Like, on average.
Can you see? I can give you a little number.
Yeah, I can even see what countries they're from.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you get any out of the U.S.?
Yeah, I get like 5 countries out of the U.S. Only 93% of the listeners are from the United States, actually.
Did you just say you get 5 countries out of the U.S.?
Yeah.
Outside of the U.S.
Like.
Oh. You meant like inside. I was like, there's only one country.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nobody knows me outside the U.S.
You know, Jake Paul started like from nothing, so
He's still.
I love Jake Paul.
You do? Oh, please explain.
That actually really surprises me.
Actually,
Yeah,
I like not now that much, but in freshman year I was obsessed with him, like so obsessed. I have his merch that much,
Okay.
and I loved him so much. And he's like really crazy right now. Like he makes bad decisions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I used to love him because I thought he was so like energetic, and I was obsessed with his videos. But I don't watch him that much anymore. But is that surprising?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's crazy.
I know. He's so
And you're
bad.
very like, you know what I mean, like reserved in your like your thought processes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
You know what I mean? Like you're pretty like conservative with him. So I was very surprised because he's just he's so out there.
He's really out there.
Yeah.
He's real out there.
Yeah,
He's-
I can't get behind.
He's charismatic. I'll give him that.
I think it's because I'm not like that. So like, I watch him to make
Gotcha.
You know?
That makes
Yeah.
sense actually.
Okay.
Who do you watch on YouTube, Kayla?
I don't watch
And Matt.
YouTube.
You don't watch YouTube?
That's
Will
what I'm saying.
Smith.
Well,
Like,
I can definitely.
Will Smith is the
Will
greatest YouTuber out there right now. Mainly because I like to watch people whose lives are more interesting than mine.
Same.
And his has been way more interesting than mine
Will Smith.
for several years. Because he was the Fresh Prince, he became a movie star, he was Fresh Prince rapper and the TV show. So all that has kind of accumulated, and now he's just like a star.
yeah,
That's so
definitely.
crazy.
No, I think he's super cool.
You remind me of Casey Neistat. You know who that is?
Yeah,
I feel like he's like, I don't know, dollar bill like.
cool.
You should be a vlogger. Have you ever thought about vlogging?
People have told me I should, and I haven't
should.
given it enough thought.
You should.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a high compliment. I like Casey.
Me too. Yeah. But I love YouTube. I watch so much YouTube. It's terrible. my favorite is the Paul and Morgan show. Do you watch that?
No, what's that?
Paul and Morgan, the Paul and Morgan show. Jesse watches it with me. But it's like a Christian like advice channel. I love it. I love them.
So,
Yes.
have you heard of Carl Lentz? Okay. He's a pastor at Hillsong. No, not
Oh my
Hillsong.
gosh.
Wait. Yes, Hillsong. Because they have like a giant congregation in New York City.
Yeah.
And he became famous because he's like Justin Bieber's friend.
Oh my gosh.
You know him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you feel about Carl Lentz?
I think he's like. I don't really know him that much, so I can tell you like an opinion, but
Okay. First
for
impression.
for him to change Justin Bieber like as he says that he's been changed,
Yeah.
I think that's really awesome because like I think that Justin Bieber like is Christian, like in my opinion. I think that Carl Lentz had like an impact on his life, so I think that's pretty cool.
I want to think that he's a really good person. I saw his Breakfast Club interview, and he made a good impression on me there. And I brought him up during the recording of one of the last 2 episodes with Pete and John. And John said, maybe you shouldn't bring him up until you know a little bit more about him. And I was like, why? What's wrong? And he's like, well, he's kind of on the same level as a televangelist. And I thought, well, no, he didn't try to become famous. He just is. And so I looked into it, and I think it's safe to say that I can give him a shout out now.
Okay. So Joel Osteen.
You don't know him?
No, I don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Keep going. This is interesting. I'm just listening.
Joel, do you know who Joel Osteen is?
Yeah, he's one of the OG televangelists.
What was that for?
I don't like to judge against people, but Joel Osteen is like he's like really famous, a really famous pastor, like in Houston. He has like his own church, and you know he's just really popular.
Is this the guy who like owns all the mansions? And who's the pastor?
Probably.
And he, like everyone gets mad at him because he's like, they're like, oh well, the money you're making as a pastor, like the Bible says you should be giving it back to the church and everything.
I think a lot of televangelists are criticized for that.
You think he like does love Jesus though?
Yes, although he might have lost his way because he seems to me to be like very much more spiritual than religious. Like for instance, he doesn't have a cross anywhere in his church, and like people have told that to him, like asked him about it, like, hey, why don't you have any crosses in your church? Isn't that like kind of what this is about? And he says that it was like,
Kind of.
yeah, I think so too, but he says like that it was a conscious decision because he didn't want anyone to walk in if they had a bad idea of what Christianity was. He wanted to have it like a blank slate for him to teach people what it was about.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I always have conversations with my friends, but I think that's really cool. And also like Woodlands Church, the Fellowship of the Woodlands, like people like criticize that church because they say that it's really like a show. Like they're putting on a show. And I think that maybe that is true, but it's like they want to reach out to like newer Christians, and like they say that their sermons are
people.
Yeah, they say that the sermons are surface level, like people criticize them for that, and I think that's like perfectly fine because like their purpose is for people that want that, you know. So
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, if you don't like something, change something. You know what I mean? Like change the church you're going to. Not everything is to be a battle in life. I'm sure there's a ton of churches around here that aren't service level or per se.
yeah, exactly. Like, my church isn't like. I wouldn't think that our sermons are surface level. I think they're a little bit more higher up there. Like I sometimes have struggles with like trying to understand what the pastor's saying. So, you know, do what floats your boat, I guess.
I'm gonna go all deep for a second and insert my opinion.
Speak loud.
Religion. Well, like I don't know.
Okay.
Like lately, I think I was talking to y'all about this. Like I was talking to you and Ron about this. But like I just think, like lately. I've been like I'm not very religious like by any means, but like you know how I was saying I've changed a lot to kind of become like a lot more positive, like for
Yeah.
myself. I just like a big part of that is just being like super grateful for everything. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's something, especially now, like especially like our generation. I think we have like a big like not an issue per se, but just like it's kind of we forget about it. You know what I mean? So I just kind of like everything that goes on like on a daily basis, I'll try to like give thanks for like the small things and stuff. But a big part of that actually was so church project. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Love church projects.
Yeah, so they I don't know, it was after like one service and it was like the homework or whatever, and they said like, oh, go make a list of however many things, like of what God has done for you, and then make a list of however many things of things that you're grateful for, right?
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and then so I did that one day, and like I'm not necessarily like a member there, but I'll go sometimes, you know, with Emily and y'all and everything. Like, I really like it. I think they have a fun time there and everything. But just like I don't know, I like the message that Christianity has. You know what I mean? Like it's a very, and I know like there's different levels of everything, and I'm not gonna say like I'm well versed in it because I'm really not. Like I don't know that much about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think I've definitely been like playing with the idea a little bit more of like being more religious. I feel like I'm more spiritual than religious, like as y'all were saying before. But
That's what Justin says too.
That's Justin.
I didn't know
That is so awesome to hear.
I think that's that is
I'm
really
so
exciting.
excited! Oh my gosh! I'm gonna cry. That is so exciting to hear. That's good news.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just been kind of playing with it, and I kind of realized that like people who are religious, they kind of like I kind of like attract to them a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily want to say this.
No, it's okay. I know what you mean. You can say it.
But you know, like Justin, you know, like we dated for a long time, and like he was pretty religious. I mean,
Spiritual.
yeah, but he's very religious though.
Really?
Okay.
Yes, he is pretty religious.
Yeah.
I think if you read the Bible in your free time, you're considered religious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you enjoy that aspect. Like I would consider that religious. But like I just found out, you know, like Chase goes to church every Sunday and everything. And I was like, that's like a big like plus to me for some reason. I don't know, but it just like shows, you know, you kind of believe in like a higher thing. You know, you have some faith.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something though.
What?
You can read the Bible all you want, go to church every Sunday, but still not be religious.
Oh no.
That's all I'm saying.
I know, but I'm saying like they are like pretty
No, I know.
like in
I'm
their
sure.
morals and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was just like I kind of lately have been finding, I guess
That's
in the past
so
couple
awesome.
of years, I've been finding that like a plus in people. But I didn't really recognize that pattern until recently. But I think it's
That's
pretty
awesome
cool.
to hear. That's awesome to hear.
It's always fun to see, like, to meet people who treat it the way that I think it was meant to be treated, rather than like a rule book, to fit it into their lifestyle and to, you know, like behave the way that Jesus wanted us to. Not just follow the rules like, oh, you can't do this and this and this, but to, you know, embody what the example was that he set for us.
Be a light.
Yeah, and that was kind of the thing, like
Be the light, yes.
like I didn't grow up Christian, so
Thank
you
you.
know, like people always like I don't know. I'm not necessarily like Jesus is the savior per se, but like anything that I listen to like in the church and everything, because I actually go to church more than my dad, who's Christian. You know what I mean? Because like I go on the Monday things, go during the summer with my grandparents. Like I'll just kind of like go like randomly throughout the year and stuff. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Going to church, something about but you can, anything that they say, you can replace the word Jesus with God. You know what I mean? Like it just goes hand in hand. It's just the basis, like the main point, the idea of
In some ways.
believing something, having a faith. You know what I mean? Like it's not necessarily like, that's kind of what I like about Christianity though. It's not saying like okay, maybe it is, I'm not really sure, but like you have to believe in Jesus. You know what I mean? And it's not that I don't, like, I don't know.
Well, in
This is
Christianity,
slow,
they say it's okay to have doubts.
Yeah.
They say like what Christianity teaches is that just by believing, not by following any rules or like going through the ceremonies, just by believing, it makes you a Christian.
Amen. Yeah. something that something that a lot of people think is that like as a Christian you have to like follow like all the rules and like be a good person and everything. It's like that's not true. Like Christian and people think that we're perfect. Like she's Christian and she's like dealing with this. Like she's dealing with addiction. And she can't be doing that because she's Christian. Like Christians are not perfect. Like if I can tell you, like I'm the most unperfect person ever. Like I'm not perfect in any sense. So like some people think that
Okay, Priscilla.
Okay, trust me, I'm not. Some people think that Christians are like they have no issues because they have God, and that's like being a Christian is like even more difficult than like not like than it's just that's like a common misconception people have of us.
No, yeah. I would
So
agree with that.
it's like and it's like so sucky because like we're not perfect. But
No, yeah, I would agree with that. But like, oh my gosh.
You just do.
Just goes on herself. Dude, Thomas does the same thing. He can't drink. Like he takes a cup to his face and it spills every single time. Literally past his mouth, down his shirt. Like I'm like, I don't understand.
I love how you guys are just like all so close. Like it makes me so happy. I love that.
When I was introduced to your friend group earlier this summer, it was really surprising to me
Love my friend group.
that you had such a big group of friends, but they all knew each other. Like it was like the size of a classroom of kids.
We have a good 20 people in our friend group.
Yeah.
My group is pretty big.
But then we
Crazy.
have the subgroups though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the big group is big. Like I'll say like it's a good 20 people maybe. But like
I think some people hang out more than others do.
yeah.
That's something I want to bring up. Like throughout high school, every single year I had like different friends, like from freshman year, and I always thought that I was gonna stay with those friends, and then like it doesn't. Like everyone, people think that you're gonna have the same friend group like throughout your whole entire high school career, and then you're gonna they're gonna be your bridesmaids, and you're gonna go to college with them. That's like so not true.
No, yeah. I feel really lucky though, because I mean freshman year,
for you, it's
I didn't have a
different.
really good group of friends. You know what I mean? Like it was, but here's my mistake. They're all girls. Yeah, freshman year was just like a lot of drama, a lot of just like unnecessary.
Freshman was just like
I know, it was so
excuse me.
stressful and just like ridiculous, and I feel like I really put myself in that situation, because here's the thing, like, everyone can blame everybody for everything. Like, oh, those girls were so dramatic, they made my year terrible. I mean, like, I didn't leave the friend group either. You know what I mean? Like, I stayed with them all year.
That's
Like,
true.
I put myself in that situation and I stayed there. You know what I mean? Like, and it was a sucky situation to be in. So, like, now, like, sophomore year, when I found all those friends, you know what I mean? Like, we've all stayed pretty close, and, like, it's senior year, this is our third year of, like, a good friendship, and, like, I don't know, I feel really, like, lucky for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so awesome.
I feel like we have some good, solid,
It is
honest
fun.
people.
Yeah, it's fun to see how like a friend group can progress. Like my friends in junior year, like some of the people who I thought I really wanted to be friends with, I've completely like shut them out, just because I realized that they weren't the kind of people that I wanted to surround myself with.
Right.
And I can't help but think that like even at the end of senior year, when we're all taking like prom pics or whatever, if I decide to participate in that,
You definitely
Like-
should. We're going to the beach, y'all. Okay, continue.
yay.
Literally.
But I can't help but think that even in that moment, it's still just going to be a snapshot of like who my friends are at that moment. Granted, I think a lot of them are going to stay with me, Lord willing. That's her catchphrase.
No, it's not.
It is.
So I say that a lot.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
say it all the time.
Continue.
So I really hope that they stay with me, but I can't help but think that it's just another point in the timeline. Like it's still going to change from there.
I think honestly though, like everybody that you're friends with and everybody you meet are all just a part of like, it's so weird to think because everybody's on a separate journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all these people that you meet, like to you, like
Wow.
we're just a part of like you growing. But then it's the same process. Like all these people are intertwined. Like everybody you meet in your life. Think about like all these small little journeys, all these things that say people need to grow on. Like they're all connected. Isn't that so freaking crazy?
Yeah.
It's just I cannot believe like that we're seniors. Like it's just like Like, I just can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, I
It
just,
flew by.
we've been waiting for this year, like, since kindergarten. Well, not really, but.
I haven't.
I have.
Really?
All
you
I
have?
ever wanted to do was grow up.
I have, yeah. I mean, I have since like 8th grade. Like, I've been waiting for senior. Like, I just wanted to be a senior.
Yes.
Like, I wanted to be on top of
I
everyone.
had senioritis in 6th grade, man. I was like, all right, I'm done.
Well,
6 more
I
days.
guess I haven't thought about it that much.
But
That's okay.
it's scary. It's not like everyone's like, oh my gosh, I'm just like so excited it's a new year. But I'm over here like, I'm so scared. Because
That's what I'm saying.
college,
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I
everybody's
know
like,
I'm going to
completely different
college.
point. Yeah, me neither.
It's stressful. I mean, I
It
just can't wait till like
definitely
no
is.
Thanksgiving break because by then, probably like most people will have their like applications in and everything, and you know. But then comes when people start getting their college acceptance letters.
That happens like
dang it.
spring though.
You think so?
It
Yeah,
happens
it
early
happens, but-
nowadays.
Now it's
I
like,
don't know.
like what if whenever someone gets into the college you want to get into and then you get rejected? Like that's like my worst fear.
But you know what that means? That wasn't the right college for you.
That's your worst fear?
That's my worst fear, Matt. Like my worst fear is getting that A&M letter saying that I'm not getting like literally right now.
Wow.
Okay, but no
Mine
matter-
is student debt. It
Oh
goes
yeah, actually saying
student
oh my gosh,
debt, drowning.
Drowning is really scary.
Yeah.
Do y'all ever like have dreams or you're like really weird dreams and you wake up and you're like what? Like dreaming?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like
Last night I dreamed that my dad went to jail.
Wow, that's intense.
People like tell about their dreams sometimes, and like I'll overhear someone say like, "Oh, you know what that means? That's significant because." Shut up! You don't know what dreams mean.
I love that. Shut up. I say that a lot to people. Like they just come up to me and they say like stupid. Like I feel like I am a pretty patient person. Okay, that is a big lie actually, but I don't deal with stupidity well. You know what I mean? And if someone's constantly saying like okay, I kind of when I'm like in a silly mood, you know what I mean, which is like 90% of the time. I'll say, you know, not the brightest things, but I'm just kind of like having fun. But if someone's being genuinely so freaking stupid,
Yeah,
like
you
I
didn't
tell
cuss that
them.
time.
Yeah, I'm really trying for you, Priscilla.
Thanks,
But literally, like, I will say straight to your face how dumb you are being. And like, I've actually gotten a lot better at this. I haven't been doing this a lot recently because I was like, you know what? This is not harming me in any way. Let them say what they need to say. Can you please edit this part out because that sounds so
Just
like mean.
The red people.
Don't
Yeah.
yeah. pardon.
Just this whole rant
Okay.
about dumbasses, like just like take that out. Oh my god, Priscilla.
Well, she can say.
Priscilla doesn't like when I curse.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I don't care.
Actually, I do want to know what's like the reason behind
You
it.
know, okay. When because people cuss so much for like unnecessary,
Oh, definitely.
and it's like
It actually used to bother me
Okay,
so much.
I'm not gonna like
they
lie.
use it as a crutch.
I definitely have cussed before. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I've never cussed in
I'm
my
a
whole
good
life.
Christian girl.
Yeah, like I've definitely cussed before. Like, I'm sorry. Like, but I mean, I don't do it like that much. Like maybe like I haven't cussed like this week. I don't think. Did I? No, I don't like. But
Oh
like,
yeah, you said the F word that one. I'm just kidding.
but people like say cuss so much, like, and so much, just unnecessary. Like the F word every 5 seconds. It's like, oh my gosh. So like, I don't wanna. You don't cuss that much, but some people, and it's like, can you
You
just?
do?
Just like a little bit.
And I
Okay.
tell them.
I use it as like to get my tone across. You know what I mean? Like if I'm annoyed and
Yeah.
I'm like dropping the F bomb every 5 seconds, it's kind of like just like an indicator of how like pissed off I am. You know what I mean? Or like if I'm, but like if I'm like joking around, I don't normally say it. It's just more when I'm like annoyed.
Yeah.
I'll say it, or no, I do say it really
I
regularly.
think
though.
why I do it is why people why like how like because like I don't want to be surrounded with like that all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And then I want people like maybe like people I want to help people fix that because like you don't want to be cussing all the time. Like
No,
that's not something like attractive. Like
Yeah.
just don't do that. Just, cussing is just
That makes sense.
like
You know.
I just
Yeah.
don't.
I like knowing people's reasoning behind the things they do. I think that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I
And I've stayed away from it for so long because, and throughout the years that I have abstained from cursing, I've had all different reasons for it. But now it's just like, if I were to start now, like, that's not me. You know?
Yeah.
like that's not like I don't like think people like think of me. Oh yeah, she cusses so much. Like I hope not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope people don't think that.
I hope
but-
people
I mean, I think I do use it pretty, like, flippantly, you know
I
what
don't
I
think
mean?
you cuss that much, but I know people that cuss like so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that's fine. Like, I love you so much. Like, I love everybody, but like, but it's just like
It's okay. We still love you.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for accepting me.
I just want to like help people, you know, like help them like to fix it. Because we could say like I can be like flippity floppity like my strange, you know, or like God bless America or whatever, you know. But like just you can fix it. Like rainbows, dang it, like you know.
I feel like that makes people sound like toddlers when they like try so.
I think it's just people. Words only have as much power as you give them. You know what I mean? So I think like a lot of things don't necessarily like need to have like a negative connotation. You know what I mean? But it's just like society has kind of like put it in a negative connotation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like I don't know. I mean everything you say can be negative. It depends on your tone, what you're using the word for, but. You know what I mean? I think if a lot of words were used like, if people didn't make such a big deal out of certain words, not necessarily curse words, but
oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Like I think it wouldn't. I don't know. I think people are too damn sensitive these days.
People are very sensitive.
On that note, I think people say like there's these two like varying opinions that either we've become too sensitive or that. I guess the other one not as much anymore, but I've concluded that with kids we're becoming much more sensitive, like with what we show our children. Like we have TV channels just tailored for them.
Yeah.
Like that only play like cartoons for them. But then we have adult channels that are like HBO, like nudity,
really
language.
so hard.
Yeah. So I think we're becoming more sensitive to what we show our kids, but we are becoming numb to what we take in as adults.
Yeah. Because of society.
Yeah.
I get that. Like, to a degree. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely agree with the kid thing, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, we're nannies, you know what I mean? We work with kids 24/7. And, like, I was at the band thing. I saw a kid that I know. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so weird that I know, like, 4-year-olds, and I don't know the adults. You know, like, I just know, like, 4-year-olds. I'll, like, be at the HEB or something, I'll be like, dude, oh my gosh, I know you. And the parents like, wow, creepy. You know what I mean? It's from, like, work and stuff like that. But they work at daycares and everything. But stuff like that. And just, like, I lost my train of thought.
That's so funny.
Oh, the numb thing. But I think really you can become, like, numb to anything. You know what I mean? If you're doing something too much, you know what I mean? Like, you can become numb to it. But it's also, like, because we're so sensitive with what we show our kids, you grow up that way. It stays with you.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. I didn't, like, grow up in, like, necessarily a bad place. It was just kind of, like, it was nothing like the Woodlands. I think if anybody went to where I lived before here, you would all go, wow, this is the ghetto. But, like, it's not. It's a little step up. But, you know, it's not like this. You know what I mean? And I feel like here, especially, people are really sensitive. But,
Where did
like,
you grow up again?
New Jersey.
I grew up in,
like, Matt's like, wow, that makes sense. Huh? But,
For the listeners.
but, like, I feel like where I was, it was kind of more of a, not necessarily survival situation, but it was more like fend for yourself, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't go to everybody for help, you know, it was like, figure it out on your damn self, because if you don't, like, you're screwed.
We didn't, like, not right now, because I'm going to, like, go on a rant, but the Woodlands is a bubble.
Oh,
we could have a whole entire 5-hour
is.
conversation about how the Woodlands is a bubble and how this place is just messed up. Like, I can... it makes you so mad. My college essay is on that. Like, just how
really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So, I'm so, like, I could go on it for 5 hours, not right now, but I'm telling you, like, I grew up in Miami, Florida, and people think...
Miami? Oh, I didn't know that about you.
I was born in Miami. I'm Floridian.
I went there for one night. Craziest city. I loved it. People people were like waiting for tour buses, just dancing like out in the streets. It was the energy. Oh, I loved it. Go on.
That's so
I love
cool.
high vibe places.
But I live in like Miami Beach. That's probably it. I lived on the outer skirts of Miami, which is like very, very like low. And then I came here and it's like, why is everyone driving BMWs?
Yes. You know what I mean? Like, People are calling, like, driving, cars that are, like, falling apart.
Same in my hometown.
like, it's not like this. And I think it's a big
And people
culture
think
shock to
it
move
is.
here.
And people hear, like, their parents are like, oh, I'm going to go send you to a Christian private college, and then you're going to go out of that Christian private college, and you're going to be like, what? Like, the world is not like the Woodlands. It's not. Like, I don't want to raise my kids here. I already decided that. I think I'm not. Like, I don't want to. Lord willing, I won't have to raise my kids here. But, yeah, I think it's a great community. I think it's very safe, But,
I mean, is it really, though? Like, I feel like a lot more recently, people got shot in the apartments on 242 a couple weeks ago. A couple months ago, whatever. Stabbed, whatever. There's a serial molester on the loose at all the Walmarts around here. Like, no place is really safe. You know what I mean? And, like, I think it's really naive of people to think it is. And I think, honestly, I have become one of those people. Like, living here over time has just been like, you
believe that, like, there's no crime.
Like, I said something that, okay, I'll keep stuff in my car, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And so...
Me too. I have, like, cash in my car.
Yeah, exactly. So, like... Okay, don't rob me, people, if you're listening to this.
I
was, like, trying to think. I was like, what should I say to, like, not say
Oh my gosh, I
literally
literally just told y'all okay.
Priscilla keeps cash in her car.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
But,
you know where to find it now.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. And I made a comment about it. It was like, Mom, we're in the Woodlands. Like, nothing's gonna happen. Like, that was such a stupid thing to think. And, like, my behavior necessarily hasn't changed, even though, like, I realize it's a dumb thing to do. You know what I mean? But, oh my gosh, today, whenever I was at the high school,
Yeah.
Thomas and Justin, I guess I left my car unlocked, which is crazy because I never do that. Ever. And so I guess I left my car unlocked, and Thomas and Justin went in my car and they, like, messed a bunch of stuff up. Like, just like a joke. Like, I didn't mind.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't realize it was them until I, like, remembered Lauren had been texting me something like, you should really keep your car locked or something. And I didn't really think about it. I called her and I was like, dude, were you in my car? Because, like, everything was, like, out of it. Like, there's still, like, an open umbrella in, like, my backseat. I couldn't close it because I was, like, rushing here. But, like, that's why I was late. Because, like, they tied, like, this cord around my steering wheel and everything. I was like, geez. I mean, it was a pretty good prank. You know what I mean? Like, good for them.
All right, we have to get to the closing segments.
Yes.
So, number one, we have what are you listening to? Music, audiobooks, podcasts, anything?
Right now, Chase showed me the song. It's called "Falling Like the Stars." You should all listen to it.
Is it cute?
It's so cute. Like,
Say
I
the
love
title
it.
again?
"Falling Like the Stars." Oh my gosh, I love that song. I listen to it all the time. And then I'm listening to the new Andy Grammer album because Justin and I are going to his concert in October. Y'all should listen to him. Everybody should listen to him. He's such a positive, high vibe person. Like, okay, I'm done. Priscilla, what are you listening to?
Really quick, because I gotta kind of head out. But I love Taylor Swift. Okay. But Hillsong, Young and Free. Oh my gosh, favorite freaking band ever. I love them so. Like, they are my. I just love them so much. And recently, I was like in my car, and this song came on. It's called Peace. I love that song so much. And hopefully, I'm going to their concert next month. So I'm really excited about that. But I love Hillsong, Young and Free.
What are you listening to, Matt?
I am listening to Going Deep with Chad and JT, one of my favorite podcasts that is on the podcast scene right now. Episode 80, they interviewed the pro skater legend Tony Hawk.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was just really cool to see how they've grown from, like, when I was starting to listen to them, they were like episode 40 or something. And so for them to grow up to the point where they're interviewing, like, a name as big as Tony Hawk, like, that was really cool.
Wow. You guys should listen to the podcast. Have you ever heard of Chad Daniels or, like, Dan Cummings? I think they're the last name. Their names are funniest people ever. Love them. Everybody should listen to them. Hilarious. Love it.
I love Jordan Lee Dooley She podcast. Wait, she's awesome. She's another Christian podcast.
Nice.
But she talks about, like, confidence. I mean, yeah, she talks
very
a lot about
big
confidence.
priority.
And she talks about small business a lot, like how to get your business started and everything.
All right, then. Wow, looks like she's got everything for us.
Yeah.
So what's number 2 on this outro?
Second closing segment is... Wait, okay, so we have that one. Oh, endorsements. Okay, What do you endorse?
Endorse?
Yeah, something that we're not sponsored by.
Okay, so I just endorse
Like
something.
products you
Yeah.
just like love.
So I would like to endorse this sneaker. It is from Pharrell Williams and Adidas. One of the greatest collaborations I have seen.
They're actually very nice.
Thank you.
Very, very nice.
They're comfortable too. They're stretchy and
I thought you just slid that right off. You're like,
yeah.
screw the ties, you know?
So nice.
No, they look very nice. Very
Thank you.
sleek.
I'm gonna endorse Camp Eagle. I really like that camp. And this
Is that the one you went to with
Yeah.
Emily and
This
Justin?
is, yes, I've been going in the past 2 years, and I just love Camp Eagle. And Lord willing, next year I'm gonna work there. So
Nice.
Cool.
we'll see.
I don't necessarily have like a brand or anything, but I would just endorse getting. Okay, if I show this to Chase, he's gonna laugh at me. But I would just endorse any products where you can find very clean, natural stones.
Okay.
Like stones play a really big impact. I'm gonna get made fun of this so much for this, but stones like play a really big impact in your energy and your high vibes and everything. And everyone has like every stone has a different like purpose that's geared towards and everything. So I would say like in your home, just try to like accumulate like, but research them. You know what I mean? Like try to find the ones that like are really geared towards like clearing negative energies, keeping like like that bracelet I wear, the one with the black.
Yeah.
So and that's for like making sure I only send out positive energy. You know what I mean? Like I mean they're not like foolproof, but or anything, but like it's kind of like keeps positive energy coming out. And then the purple necklace that I wear a lot, it's like keeping good energy coming in, stuff like that. So I would just say anything that's just like geared towards creating a more positive environment within yourself so that you can create it for other people.
Nice.
Third segment, there we go.
Third segment.
So like proud Christian moments.
Yes, proud Christian moments. And my proud Christian of the week is Pavel. He is a German exchange student who I just met on a church trip that I went to, where basically we just spent the night at someone else's house and hung out the next day. And it was like our whole covenant group. And so it was like the usual kids that I know. And then it was this kid who I had never met, and I asked him, like, hey, are you friends with this other guy here? And he said, no, I know none of you. And I was like, oh, cool. So we got to talking. He's from Germany. He had only been here for 1 week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he came to this thing.
Yeah, and that was really impressive to me that he had the courage to go to this thing where he knew no one, and he showed up anyways, and he was ready to spend the day with us.
That's so cool. I think mine is I was eating at this place called Snooze AM Eatery. It's like new. It's by Grub. And I usually like to say hi to people. I love saying hi to everybody.
Me too.
And so I was like, hi, like how's your day? And everything to the lady that was sitting next to us, and she was sitting with her young daughter, and I was just talking to her and everything. Just like talking about her daughter and Colorado, just anyways. And so I was with my mom, and then she like leaves, and then we're done eating, and then the waiter's like, oh, your meal's paid for, and I was like, the lady actually paid for y'all's meal, and I was like, that's never happened to me.
So
like
nice.
That's
has that ever happened to you guys?
No.
But she paid for a whole breakfast, and like, I mean, it's not cheap there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and we were like, oh my goodness. So then we like paid it forward, but that was just so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually my mom like gave her like whatever it cost. She gave it to the like tip to the waiter.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what my mom did.
Wow, cool.
So like that was really nice of my mom, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that was so sweet of her, and like that just made my
Yeah.
day. So that was like we barely even knew her, and she just like paid for our breakfast.
That's so sweet.
Everybody's just like
You got
turn to
one?
me. Okay, I'll say this. Like I think a lot more recently, like in the past year or so, like my mom in my relationship has been kind of like, stop and go. I feel like I've just been super busy and I've just been like trying to stay out of the house and just kind of like do my own thing.
Yes.
And it's just kind of not been like great, I guess. And like I wasn't really realizing it, but my aunt came and she loves to play like therapist with us and everything. So she like starts up all these issues and then like leaves, so we have to deal with it all actually.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, okay, now like I actually have to like be home for dinner or whatever. But like
Yeah.
I just like kind of noticed ever since then, things that I told my aunt that were like really bothering me or anything, like I've seen a lot of like changes in what my mom's been doing, you know, stuff like that, like towards me and things. So I don't know if this is exactly what y'all were talking about, but that was kind of
Yeah,
very
good.
That's awesome, KAYLA.
Well, thanks.
All right, so where can they find you on social media, even though you guys hate social media?
Okay, no, I like social media. I'm on it, but I just yeah, okay. Instagram, Snapchat, what?
Yeah, wherever you want people to follow you.
Oh, you should definitely follow me on Instagram, Kayla Honey, KAYLA You know, keep getting my follower count up. You know, if you want, you know, tell me out.
If I know you, I will definitely accept your follow request, but if I don't know you, I will not, because that's just my policy on social media, because I don't want creepers following me.
That's good.
But my Instagram handle is _Priscilla.Marti. MARTI.
Cool. And you can follow at the Mountains Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Same handle for both platforms now.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a tactic.
It is, actually. I've taken a lot of marketing classes, and that is like a really good rule of thumb.
That's awesome.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you guys for
Awesome.
listening.
Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye.
guys for being here.
So, Girl Scout.
Y'all have a great week.